Okay, we're now on to a theme, beliefs. We talked about beliefs before around money. We could go on and on about beliefs around money, but we're going to move on now to beliefs and success. I think most people really want to be successful, and there's a lot of people out there who are trying very, very hard to be successful, but it just seems to elude them. And again, I believe, and we believe, the three of us, is that there is certain inner talks going on, shall we say, beliefs that one holds that prevents one from becoming successful. So, Danny, hi Danny, how are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. And Kaz, you well?
Yeah, my cold's nearly going now, so yeah.
Good. Okay, this whole idea of beliefs and success and how they're interlinked. I don't know if you want to say anything, Danny, on this one?
Well, success probably is a huge umbrella, and it's about achieving one's goals in life, particularly with career and family. And I think people have a lot of preconceptions about what being successful means. To one person, it means, having a beautiful wife and a car and a family and a dog, and to another one, it might mean owning a corporation or, having a fantastic garden and being self-sufficient. So everyone has a different idea of what success is, and I think that the major thing that does prevent people from being successful is somehow not feeling one deserves that, which again goes back to belief systems.
Okay. What about you, Kaz? I mean, what do you think society thinks about what is success? Imagine, if you were to look at society in general, what's society's view of success?
My opinion on what society thinks is it's having money, having that big house. But I think that's just a load of tosh.
Yeah.
What is success? This is what I would have to ask myself. What do I quantify as success?
All right. What's Kaz's definition of success?
Well, I'm a pretty good mum. I've successfully given birth to 4 children, and they're all pretty good. It's difficult for me because I don't have judgments, really. I mean, I don't mind what my children do as long as they're happy. Mm-hmm. That, to me, is a big success. If you're happy in life, then, what great success is that? To wake up in the morning and to know that you're going to embrace the day and enjoy the day. There must be millions out there who don't wake up in the morning and think, yeah, I've got work. All things like that. So success, I think, it varies for each. As for all individuals, it varies.
Yeah. There's a coaching thing that says, I know I'm a success when, I'll give you an example. I know I'm a success when I'm enjoying my job. I know I'm a success when, I'm playing with my kids. I know I'm a success when coaching clients say, wow, that was the most amazing session. I mean, to me, there's kind of like my views of success. And you mentioned earlier on about having the big house and lots of money. Well, that's useful. But day to day, to me, success is a lot of different things,
It's a very big subject. But surely, we were talking on a previous call about having the money to obtain what you want. But, if you really sit down and really think, what do I really want? We all have daydreams, don't we? We all think we have wants. It's like, okay, if I had some money, I would buy a bigger house and I would do this. But really, in your heart, this is it. It's all heart-based for me. Do you really want that? What do you really want? So I think if it comes from the heart, then it's going to materialize. It's going to happen. But if you like having, it'd be really nice. I think I'll do a vision board of me having this, big mansion and this and that. But if your heart's not really in it, it's not going to materialize, is it?
You said about waking up in the morning, Kaz, and, knowing you're going to embrace the day. I think a lot of people that are striving for their success, whatever their success is, they see success as something that's out there in front of them somewhere, is in the future. And they're always working towards it. I once met a taxi driver who said, I want to earn enough money to go and live back in Italy. This guy was about 60 at the time, and he was just going to work and work and work, and he was very unhappy in his job. telling me he was very unhappy, but that's his dream, which is to do that. And I was thinking, this guy is going to do that when he's 90.
That's a good point. We're living in the future, aren't we? We're deferring our lives all the time, because when I have this, then I'm going to be happy. Then when I have this, then I'm going to be successful.
I have a confession, guys. I was totally with you, Kaz, when you said, your kids are happy and, they're fine and you embrace the day. And I believe that as well. I was totally with you with that. But when you said, James, I know I'm a success when, the first thing that popped into my mind is when my house is tidy and my children go to school clean. And that is such a load of crap, because there's a part of me that doesn't care about that at all, but in the physical reality I care about it a lot, because I have this belief. I've got a house inspection coming up on Thursday, and they're going to come once a year. The people come from the real estate and have a good look and make sure everything's all right, and I'm scrubbing and polishing, and it would be a nightmare to me if they came in and the place was a mess. Because somewhere in me, in my psyche, there's a belief that if I have a messy house, or, my child goes to school with a big splodge down his white shirt, that I'm a failure.
Judgment.
Yeah, and isn't that, that's just crazy. I used to actually look at a woman at the bus stop, well, not look at her, but look at her son would arrive, and he was just a mess every morning, and and really dirty, and he just got dirtier and dirtier, and I never said anything to her, but I'd think, she's got to do something, he can't go to school looking like that. And there's a deep-seated belief in me that as a mother, you're not a success at all if your house is a mess and your children are a mess. But I don't like that particular belief, so I'll
it's like your internal world.
Sorry, exactly. It's come from my childhood, I guess. So, that's
okay. So, all right,
a nasty one.
Let's look at the thing about the inspectors. If they come and your place, how will you feel if the place is really in great order and looking good?
I'll feel normal. That I'm presenting to them the way that I want them to see me, which is organised, efficient, clean.
How will you feel if the place is a complete mess and they come along?
I would shrivel up and die.
Okay.
I couldn't do it.
So would you prefer to feel normal, or would you prefer to shrivel up and die? I'm just
I'd probably barricade the door. No, I would change the appointment.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like having this belief. I don't like confessing this. I like it in the subject matter because I think it's important. I'm totally with Kaz. Yes, success means waking up in the morning and feeling happy to be here and enjoying every minute and living in the now. That to me is success. But these beliefs that come up, judgment-based.
Well, you can say, I know I'm a success when I wake up in the morning feeling great, embracing the day. You just changed. You changed it to suit you, yeah?
Well, I already believe that as well. It's probably like alongside that, there's this societal thing. This expectation.
So you mentioned something really poignant earlier about the taxi man. About when I have.
Yeah.
So it's people who say when I mean, I've said it in the past, and I probably do still say it now. Oh, it's when I've got that, I'll be happy. When I've got this, I'll be happy. So I'm always chasing. I'm not being me in the now. Is it? I mean, Jim will always answer this one. There is a saying, isn't there, or something, that if you're forever chasing, then you're not going to achieve. If you can't really imagine, if you can't imagine it, then you can't be it. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that. It's like we're trying to do all the time, and this is the problem about goal setting. Goal setting is, don't get me wrong, there's some good things about goal setting, but goal setting can set you up for real disappointment because you're putting off your happiness for some time in the future. You're putting off your success for something on the future. And you mentioned about being. It's about being successful now, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's being and feeling successful as a mum, as a dad. Okay, you may not have all the money in the world, but just being successful and feeling successful yourself. The fact that you did something like finishing off, tidying up the house when you didn't feel like doing it, wow, I'm just being successful, and everything I'm doing at the moment to me is an opportunity to be even more successful. Not I will be successful. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like setting a goal. I will be successful when. It's all about being and coming from a feeling of, coming back to the heart again, it's feeling successful now, isn't it? Being successful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was thinking, if you can't feel it, then how can you obtain it? You do like a vision board and say you look at a cheque for £10,000. If you can't feel how that would be to have that, then you're not going to be able to attain it, are you?
No.
Really?
No.
It has to be hard.
It's too one-dimensional then, isn't it? The desire. It's just an idea.
Yeah.
It's not in your body, it's in your head.
Yeah,
so this whole idea of success is a bit can be a bit misleading, because unfortunately, as you mentioned earlier on about society, says you're successful when you've got money, you've got a great body, you've got a great relationship, and you've got two kids, one's a boy, one's a girl, and everything's great,
Oh yeah, and a car, and a
car, 4-wheel drive, tarmac drive,
yeah.
And you got about 3 or 4 acres of land at the back there, and it's all all good. And you go on 2 or 3 holidays a year. I mean, that's what I would call the stereotypical type of success, but not all of us can fit into that. I suggest that it's the responsibility of each person to say, what is my understanding of success for me? When do I feel successful? What's my definition of success? Because my definition of success is I'm successful when I'm feeling creative. So it's different from having all the money and the great body and the relationship and the 2 holidays a year.
Well, this conversation was going to be about success and, beliefs that stop us from being successful. And what we've talked about is the definition of success, which I think is very important. And perhaps, on another call or the following call, we can actually talk about things that sabotage our success, us becoming successful.
Because I can tell you that I know people who have the big house, the fast car. They're like what I would call like higher management, because I'm in technology at the moment. Higher management, like sales directors and stuff like that, and they're not happy and they don't feel successful. Yet materially, they are the epitome of success, but they don't feel fulfilled. They feel stressed, and they just don't seem to be that happy.
But isn't that a confirmation then of what our parents have said, the old adage of money doesn't buy happiness? Because we've all heard that one before, and that's a belief. I'm not saying it's right, because there are some people that, are happy with that. But, it always keeps, if we've been brought up with those ideals, then they get confirmed when we see that, even though we want to let go of those ideas, and then there it is again, being confirmed.
Yeah, it's true. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it certainly helps. I mean, for me, it certainly helps, because I know what it's like not to have any money, and I was terribly miserable.
Well, it facilitates, doesn't it?
So my this is my belief, right? Money gives me options, So the other thing, let's go on the other side of the pole then. What's your definition of failure?
You love throwing them in. Oh, Danny, don't you ever want to just squeeze his neck?
I know, I love it. It's a challenge.
Definition of failure.
Yeah, because that might... Yeah, what's your definition? So some people say, I've got no money, I've got no friends, I'm overweight, so that's their definition of failure. But that's just another belief.
My definition of failure is having a dirty house, not being able to drag myself out in the morning at all, staying in bed, not caring about how I look ever, and my spiritual self says not being.
Okay, so at least you're aware of it.
Doing and doing and doing, but not being. Yep, see, there's a conflict going on here, because my heart says that being a success is being able to be and not just do. So conflict going on there, but yep.
Because to other people, having a bit of failure is not having a dirty house or going in, pajamas all day. Some people would love to do that.
Right.
To them, they don't put the story of I'm a failure because I'm doing that. You see what I'm saying? Is that you've got to look at these things and be alert to what you think is right and wrong. I mean, failure to one person is good for another person. You know, success to you could be bad medicine for another person. It all comes down to what what you want, what feels right for you. You know.
Well,
and
I'm
I think
work
also,
on this, because this belief about the dirty house, I'm going to really think about that. It's been a really good conversation for me, because it's brought that up. Where has that belief come from about that my child can't have a splodge on his T-shirt when he goes to school? You know,
right.
that's a load of shite. You know, I don't want to have that belief. So I'll be working on that. But I'd like to hear your thoughts, Kaz.
Well, I'm going to be wishy-washy here.
She used the word washy. I like that. Wash.
Because I don't think we do fail. I don't think in those terms. I think if we struggle to achieve something and do not achieve, then it's not meant to be. But if we really struggle and have to keep struggling and then we achieve, then it's meant to be. I think the English language has so much to answer for. Well, language in general, because we set ourselves up, isn't it? Success, fail, you're good, you're bad. It's always a balance. The universe is about balance. Now, if I want my house to be really clean and say, I think, right, today I'm going to do my house through and I only do half of it. Now, some people would say that's a failure. I would say it'd be me respecting my body and where I am, that I just really don't want to finish it today. Mm-hmm. And I'll do it tomorrow or the next day. To me, I suppose that we set ourselves up sometimes. You know, I'm brilliant at setting myself up to fail. And then we feel rubbish, don't we? It's like, right, I am going to do this today. And you put it off, and you put it off, and you put it off, and you go to bed, I should have done that. So is that a failure? Or is that the fact that you suddenly, inside you realise you'd set yourself up to fail, and you just weren't going to play that game anymore? What do you two think?
I think it all comes down to awareness, just noticing when these things happen. And of course, awareness is non-judgmental. I think it's important to just notice what's going on without making a problem out of it. I think if you don't have awareness, then you don't know how to steer things so well. You know, it's not about being successful or a failure. I think we've got to have this ability just to sort of stand outside ourselves a bit and observe ourselves, and shall we say, thrash ourselves for not cleaning up the house as much as we'd like to. It should be this way or should be that. You know, having that awareness is a step towards making fundamental changes. That's my summary of it, really.
I agree with you, James, and I'm really, this call has made me aware of that there's some dirty laundry, pardon the pun, in my belief systems, you know, because the things I thought I believed were success are tainted then by these other ridiculous beliefs that I have about having a clean home and societal judgment.
Yeah, good. Well, I think we should wrap up on this. It's been an engaging conversation. It's really brought up a lot of interesting views from all of us. I'm sure whoever's listening it's helped the listener as well in some way. So thanks very much for your contributions, and see you on the next call.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.